Here we are, just about ready to get on the bus. Can't see a lot. Well, I'm not sure how far in I am, probably about 37 k's, and I just came a gutser down the hill. First time I've ever actually had a fall in an ultra, and a few guys gave me a hand, which was really nice. It's taken me a few minutes to just get myself sorted out. There's a checkpoint coming up. My watch went Burko. It was going to call the emergency numbers and do all sorts of things. So, I don't know. There we go, went over on the knee. You know, it's not 100%, and there's a long way to go. We'll see what happens. It's not quite what I was, not quite what I was after. But anyway, you got to be prepared for everything, I suppose. So, as I say, probably about, I don't know, 37. My watch reset after it did the emergency thing, yeah. So I'm a few k's out from Sullivan's Rock, and you know, I'll sit down and I'll get there, sit down, and see how we go. Okay, I'm still jogging. In the meantime, I'll just keep on going. Well, I think this is about 46 k's. I don't know for sure anymore. Knee's a bit sore. It's not too bad, but there's a little bit of different sort of muscle response. I don't know, hopefully it stays okay. Still got a long way to go. We just have to, you know, take it a bit easier. My times that I'd planned on might be all out the window. Just got to do what I can to keep moving. One of the very first things I said in my blog posts was that ultras will test you, and they'll test you in all kinds of ways that you don't even anticipate. And you know, I've said in other videos as well that I try and anticipate as much as I can to prepare as much as I can. But I've got to say, I'm not sure I could have anticipated this one having a heavy fall just at sunrise when your lamp's not working anymore, but the sun hasn't really come up, and you know, I tripped and it was a beauty. I've tried to keep going. My watch reset, as I said before. I think I'm up to about 58 k's, and the problem is things don't seem to be getting better, they seem to be getting worse. I'm finding I'm making adjustments because of my left knee, and then I've now got pain down my right knee, down the inside of my right knee with every step. I don't know if that was as a result of the fall or whether it's compensation in the meantime because of what happened. So look, I just don't know, it's not looking that good, to be honest. I'm just going to press on. I'm going to press on as much as I can, but I really need to feel that this is going to improve, and I don't have a high degree of confidence about that. Well, I was hoping for tears coming into Mundaring to finish, but I don't think it's going to be that way today or tomorrow. I'm broken. I am really broken here, and I'm just going to get to Brookton Highway in about another 2 k's, I hope, and that'll be it. It's just too far to keep going, and I'm not getting any better with this, and I'm actually getting worse. So this will be my first DNF in any event, and I'm gutted, but I'm also happy with the strength of my decision. I think it would be stupid to keep going, and I guess I'll probably have some other stuff to say about it, but as I said a little earlier, there's foreseen things and there's unforeseen things, and I don't know how you work around something like this injury. It's just whacked everything. So anyway, thought I'd tell you while it's raw. You get it real, and yep, we'll see what happens next. Well, g'day. So things finished fairly abruptly with the feral pig, so you know, I thought that I should just do a little post-event recap and review, and just talk about a couple of the things that I may not have talked about. So, you know, I guess it goes without saying that the feral pig is a brutal 100-mile event. Starting at midnight, the first aid station is 42 kilometres away, and the one after that is 32. So, you know, a lot goes into the preparation, obviously, for training, but also for your food and hydration. And you know, I'm not one to take the highly processed carbs and gels and that sort of thing. I prefer foods, sandwiches, that sort of stuff. So, you know, I had meticulously packed my checkpoint bags. There was 8 of them. Meticulously packed those and checked them, and had them sorted and delivered to the drop locations at check-in. But on the 2-hour bus ride out to the start, it suddenly dawned on me that I had forgotten to bring with me the food that I was going to take with me from the start. You know, it was packed differently from the other stuff, so it was separate, and I had just totally forgotten about it. So I had food, I had my pre-start food, but I didn't have my food to take with me. So that was my first problem, and I had to, you know, I basically divvied up the pre-race food, and I didn't have all of it, and I took some of it with me. So I think that went okay, because I had eaten a fair bit in the lead up, a few days beforehand and so on. So I think that was okay. Next problem, was the hydration, and for me, I'm not really one to be able to carry enough hydration for 40 k's. So I needed the first water stop, which was at about the 22k mark. Now, I knew it was coming up. I looked for it. I was, vigilant, having a look, but it was the middle of the night, of course, and I just did not see it. So I kept looking for it. Didn't see it. Asked a few people. I ended up having to go double back and do an extra k or so to go back and get some water. So not the not the biggest drama, but something I didn't really need. And but I got my water, and off I went. Now things were going pretty well. I was quite happy with the way I was going. I was moving pretty well. I wasn't trying to go too fast. wasn't going too slow. And I was about where I wanted to be and needed to be when the big fall happened. And so yeah, I got into Sullivan Rock, the first aid station, at 42 k's, kept going through that, and made it to Brookton Highway at 74, but that's where we called it a day. Now I've got to say, I've just got to mention my family here in this, because they went to see me at Brookton Highway, and that's a big effort to start with. That's about an hour or so's drive out there into the middle of nowhere, to just stand on the side of the highway at the aid station and wait for me to come through. And they had some idea that I was running late with the tracking that I had, but it wasn't perfect, and it had cut out with the phone reception and so on, so they didn't know exactly where I was. And it ended up they spent, I think it was up to just over an hour waiting for me, as I say, in the middle of sort of nowhere. Little Jamie and Lucas, the 2-year-olds, played gravel angels and were absolutely filthy by the time I got there. So I'm really thankful to have a family that cares so much to support me like that. That's just unbelievable. And one of my daughters actually even volunteered to walk with me from that point on if I could keep going, when I pointed out to her that it was 50 k's to the next extraction, the next reasonable extraction point. But she was dead serious to do whatever she could do to contribute to me finishing. So I'm really blessed. So what did I learn? A couple of things that I guess I learnt from all of it. I think my training, was reasonable. I don't have confirmation of that, obviously, because of what happened. But I felt good. The other thing I guess I learnt from all of that is that as much as I might like to try, I simply can't control everything. I just could not control the fact that I took an absolutely huge stack. And while I'd like to think that I can work my way through a lot of problems, as I've said on blog posts and videos before, an injury like that just doesn't feel like it's getting better. I don't think there's a lot I could do about that. So I was devastated, as you probably saw in the some of the footage. Certainly devastated. I'm still not all that happy about it, but it is what it is. And I guess with ultra running and these long events, especially on terrain and conditions like the Feral Pig, it's just part of the territory that you're going to get a DNF. It's just not always going to be your day. I think, I didn't confirm, but I think about 25% of the starters had DNFs. So it's just normal, and it's my first one, so maybe it just hurts a little bit more, and hopefully it's not something I need to get used to too much. But I'm very mindful that opportunities to do these things, you know, are sort of don't come around that often. You know, 100-mile events are not the kind of thing that you can just go and run any day of the week. And you know, especially at my age and stage in life, I certainly probably have less opportunities than others younger than me to be able to get it done. So, you know, I'm looking for that. I really want to get it done. I want to do a 100-mile event, and I certainly want to do Feral Pig when it comes up next year if I'm able to. So, you know, I'll still be out there getting around, and hopefully I may even be able to have a crack at one earlier than that. You know, sooner the better, as far as I can see, if I can put this behind me and move on. But anyway, there's just a few thoughts about things that happened and things that didn't happen. You know, a lot goes into it. I do need to just stress again and thank, you know, Mike and Beck for all the stuff that they've done with the videos and some of the social media posts and things. They're way better at it than I am, and they've spent, you know, a huge amount of time, so I'm really thankful for that. It's just fantastic. So that's I guess the final wrap for Feral Pig. I hoped for more, I wanted more, but that was not to be. And not to worry, onward and upward. And I will just keep going on to the next one.